stop there. What's up, gang? So today we're back on the property where we did that leaning maple that was hung up in another tree. We're doing another tree for the same fella. He's got this cherry tree over here that's co-dominant, and it's got one spar that's nice and straight, and it's got this other spar, big, heavy, and leans out over the neighbor's tennis enclosure and flower beds and whatnot. And so he's interested in getting this down before it falls down. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up there, we're going to use that straight spar as a rigging point, and we're going to swing the stuff back over this way and drop it down. We have moved a little fence out of the way here. We just left a stake and the corner post, but we've moved it out so we can let material fall in those areas as well. The neighbor is also okay with material landing over there. This is a no cleanup job, so that's super handy. We always love those. And I think it'll be kind of fun, a little bit different working up in the trees. I love working with other trees around. I think that's a good time. So we're gonna swing some stuff back, and hopefully that should be entertaining for you. So I'll bring you along for the ride, and I hope you enjoy it. It is a really nice day. It's gonna be a little warm. No, but even if it is, we'll be in the shade. Alrighty, gang, so what we got here is our rigging spar over there with the ring block up at the top and my tie-in point up there as well. We've got the rigging rope over here. As you can see, we've got lots of maple branches reaching out everywhere. I'm going to try and save as much of these maple branches as we can. We'll see. It always makes it tough when you got to swing stuff through other brush, but it's a really nice canopy and really keeps the sun out of the garden ivy down here in this area. So I think it's important to keep as much as possible. But we'll see how it goes. This is going to be our first rig here. This tree is covered in this stuff too, which makes it lots of fun for climbing. Can't see nothing, but we're going to cut this off somewhere in this region, and hopefully it'll slip back through, and Joel down there can lower it down. Alrighty. That was pretty alright. It caught up in some maple branches that were under us. They recovered. So it is what it is. I'm not unhappy with how that went. We'll do the same thing for this piece of wood now. And we'll bring ourselves down to the far side of the tree here. Of course, you can't stab your spikes into nothing because there's vines in the way. That's always fun. Part of the job, just part of the job. Alrighty. We're set up now here in a good spot. We're going to cut a hinge to kind of get it to go away from us a little bit. And we'll be good to go. You ready down there, Joel? Okay. So next up we have ourselves this nice little dead spindly thing. It's going to lay on these branches, there's no question about it. So I had, because it's so light, I had Joel down there leave the rope out of the porta wrap, and he is going to be able to pull on it to pull it out of there if necessary. I fully anticipate that being necessary. So on light little branches like this, that's possible. It's just too big for me to wrestle out by myself up here. It is hanging out over the tennis court fence down there, and so it just makes sense to have him capable of pulling it out. So, you ready, Joel? Joel, can you pull on that rope and reel it in a little bit? There you go, very nice. Very nice, keep going if you can. A little more, a little more. A little more, ah, very good, okay, it's all yours. There we go. We got Joel, we don't need no GRCS. Alrighty guys, I've installed a rigging redirect here with this little ring sling thing, and there's our other rigging point right over there, and this is going to put a lot of lateral force on that spar. I think it'll be fine. We're not going to be super heavy loading. I just needed the point from which the branch is going to hang to be farther this direction, so that's why I've added this. We also, which I'm not sure how well you'll be able to see it, we also are going to be removing that dead ash tree that you can see the top of right there. It actually broke off and it's just leaned up into this maple tree. So what we're going to end up doing is we are going to, hey, don't pull on that. I haven't got tied onto anything. It's going to be a little bit yet. We're going to rig that down with this. It's super long and tall. It's only 8 or 10 inches in diameter at the bottom, and since it broke off, there's absolutely no way to safely climb it. As you can see, it's hung up in this maple tree where, you know, it wouldn't really be a great thing to be climbing up there either. So we're going to tie this thing onto there, and what we're going to do is just going to cut pieces off the bottom and let this piece slowly slide down out of this maple tree. We are right over top of the tennis court fence down there, so that's kind of why we have to do this in this way and be super careful with it. But I think it'll be a pretty straightforward task. It's just kind of funny to be doing it in the middle of doing this tree, but that's the way it works out. Like, while I'm up here installing this, now's the time to do it. So we'll go ahead and toss this over there and get ourselves situated, and then we'll slide down the rope and take care of that. Kind of be like an intermission from this tree. Tie ourselves a little knot there to keep it from sliding back through the rings. Give us enough slack to work with up here, and then when we want to pull it out, because it's just an inline slip knot, just give it a yank and it'll be ready to go. Okay, that should put that in the right vicinity. I just gotta crawl down there and get it. Oh yeah. Can you go ahead and pull slack out of the blue rope for me? Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot all about the knots I put in it. I'm so sorry. Yeah. The whole goal here is to just slide this tree down out of here like a sled. It's resting on multiple branches, and I think it'll be okay. Even if it slides away or something like that, it'll still be okay. It is right over top of the fence down there, but I think there's pretty much no way it can go wrong. The only thing that you have to worry about when you're doing this kind of thing is as you cut pieces off the bottom and let it down, there's a point at which there'll no longer be more weight on the bottom or below the tie-in point than there is above where it's tied. And so you gotta be careful, because at that time, it's gonna wanna flip, you know, and it's gonna get more and more unstable the closer and closer you get. So we'll get it down there. This top isn't real big or real heavy. It's crispy, dry, dead, so I'm sure we'll be able to pull it out of the way and lay it down nice. But yeah. I'll go down there and we'll set up a camera and we'll show you that side of things. All right, gang, so here's the bottom of this tree. I'm gonna give you a good shot up it. All the way up there it goes. And down here at the base you can see it's just decayed and broke off. So anyhow, since we got it tied on way up there, we're gonna just start cutting chunks off the bottom here and letting the thing come down. Cut another chunk off, lower it down, cut another chunk off, and we'll see how it goes. The fence is right here, obviously, so that's the only thing we got to worry about. That, and you know, don't want to hit the fence and don't want to hit me, so those will be our focuses here. It's gonna be a little bit sketchy, the first one, because there's not enough tension in the rope to support the tree, so it's gonna come down. You know, it's probably gonna slide down 3, 4, 5 feet, something like that, before it really gets enough slack out of the rope system. But Joel is over there running the porter wrap, and he's going to be in communication with me in the helmet cameras, or the helmet cameras, my goodness, the helmet comms, and he will be letting the tree down for me as we need. So it's one of those situations where intercoms are a super handy tool. Okay, you're gonna want more than 1.5. You're gonna want about 3. Alrighty, as I suspected here, you know, we removed 3 feet and we still don't have the tree suspended, which is fine. We're not presenting ourselves in any danger, but we are gonna run out of room to walk this down if we're not careful. So I'm gonna cut the next piece off a little bit longer. I cut off at a slant like that so it could get past itself. And we didn't just cut something off and then have it stuck right on top of it, because what good does that do? Alright, we saw our rigging spar move way up there, so it's definitely getting some load on it from this tree. Obviously it's suspended, so now we can just start cutting chunks off and having them let it down to us. Alright, Joel, let that down a little bit. Oh, too many wraps? Okay, I'm sorry. It's hard to judge how much friction a tree has on the other trees. Yeah. Alright, very good, very good. Keep coming, keep coming. A little bit more. A little bit more. I was getting hung up, huh? Alrighty. Are you ready? On down. I'm gonna have you stop before it hits the ground. A little bit more, and stop. Alrighty, on down. You're coming down out of there nicely, and stop. Alrighty, stop there. And then this time I want you to wait. I want to film it sliding down out of there. So just wait until I tell you to go. Alrighty, go ahead and let it down, Joel. Keep coming. Might have to take a wrap off because the tree's lighter now. That's all of it. Yeah, that's good. On down. Keep coming if we can. We're gonna, I don't think we can cut any more off. I think we have to. Okay, hold on to it a little bit. Let me pull it out of here. Okay, let it down just a wee bit. There we go. Keep coming. Okay, hold on a second. Don't let any more down. I'm gonna cut some more off real quick. Alrighty. That's all of it. Okay. Go ahead and take it out of the porta wrap. Alrighty. Let's see if I can pull some. My goodness, that was a carnival trick for sure. Okay, we're done with that. Can you come give me a hand? We're gonna see if we can just pick it up and drag it out of the tree here. This would make real good firewood for somebody. I'm sure will. Let's see if we can just leave the butt on the ground and tip it back out. Yeah, just like this, and then we'll let it fall that direction. Very nice. Yeah, you can cut it up. Giving my pose. That's what I'm here for. Alrighty, we're down to pretty much 2 or 3 brush picks yet, and there really aren't a lot of limbs on this cherry tree. There typically aren't on cherry trees, but this one is still a little time consuming just because of its placement and how crowded the canopy is up here with other trees that we don't want to damage. So I'll show you how I got this one tied on here. It's probably one of the riskier ones we'll do just because it's so far away. It's kind of out far from the tree, but we got it tied on right there. The rope goes up through a natural redirect in the crotch up there, and then down past the sunshine. You can barely see my rigging sling right here, which really isn't doing much for this particular rig. And then the rope goes back over to the top of this spar over here. This spar is going to receive a lot of side load in this rigging operation because it's redirected and comes back this way to be tied onto this limb over here. So that's the most risky component of this whole situation, just the side load we'll be putting on that spar. It's not a big deal. It's going to move a lot just because cherry is fairly flexible wood. It's also strong, but it definitely moves a lot when you put some side load on it. So I redirected it through that natural spot up there and this branch above, just because that sounds it over the opening in the brush a little bit better. And that's gonna be the toughest part, is probably getting it down through all that brush. So get my helmet back on here and we'll get ready to make a cut. So there wasn't much running there, but I guess it's probably because it got hung up in the brush. Is it coming down for you? The maples here are all red maples, so they bend pretty good and let stuff go by them. But they also have pretty smooth and thin bark and don't hold up to getting torn up too well. So, kind of a give and take. All right, next will be this piece of wood. Looky there, just a floater. Nice work, nice work. Is that too much weight for you? Alright, I didn't think it'd be too much. Alright, here we go. Oh yeah, we got a lot of movement out of that bad boy. Alright, so the original plan was to rig these pieces back to that spar, but then I got to thinking that we really don't want to go swinging stuff into that spar because we're not removing it. We don't want to harm it. So then, also due to some comments on some previous videos, I thought, well, we'll span rig it. You know, everybody was saying, why weren't we span rigging on another video? I had my reasons for that particular instance. But this would be a perfect opportunity to do some span rigging. And then I got to thinking even further, and I was like, well, we moved our little fence down there that we had to avoid, so why are we not just dropping chunks? There's no yard to protect down there. It's just ivy in the woodlands here, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to just drop some chunks down, and it should be pretty straightforward. So, yippee-ki-yay. Coming in hot. Oh, brother. Well, we're going to do a better job of dropping them because that landed right next to another tree, which is not good for the root plate down there. Nice, that's more like what we like. Wow, more like what we like to see. That's what I meant to say. Nice. 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 Coming in hot. Perfect. Coming down. Whee! That's what you got to be careful about sometimes. Ooh. So I completely forgot to film an outro when I was out there, but we ended up getting it all done. We cut up some of the bigger pieces that were on the ground and rolled them off the side so that way he could put the fence up back whenever he wanted to. There's a little fence between the neighbor's yard and his yard, and he's gonna clean up everything, take the brush to the local brush dump, and make firewood out of the rest. you know, there was maybe one good log in the whole thing, but because it had so much lateral pressure from leaning out to reach for the sunlight, the heart was way out of center in the log, and so it wasn't a real desirable log anyway. But yeah, he ended up being super happy, gave us a nice little tip, bought us some lunch. That was way above and beyond, and I appreciate that greatly. But yeah, it was a good experience. So hope you enjoyed, and look forward to seeing you guys next time.